Hi everyone. I've seen a few times where the parameters for the LCDs are set, but nobody's really shown a video of how to go in and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and run through that real quick. First thing I'm going to do is power on the battery on the Sondors. And then to get into the settings menu, you're going to press and hold the power button, the middle button, and within 5 seconds you have to press and hold the up and down buttons. So I'm going to press and hold power, the LCD will come on. I'm going to press and hold the up and down buttons, and now we're in the settings menu. So now I can change things like my max speed. So currently my max speed is set at 32, which I believe is 20 miles an hour. Now this is kilometers per hour, so it's set at 32 kilometers per hour. If I wanted to adjust my max speed as high as it could go, I just press up or down accordingly. So I leave mine on 32 just because I want some distance out of my bike. I don't really need to run 30 miles an hour. So I'm going to leave that. And then to go to the next option, you press power again, and that will save whatever I've done here, and then go to the next option. So here I can change the tire size. In this case, 29 is the correct setting for the Sondors Fat bike. Now I can change if I want miles per hour or kilometers per hour, and Celsius or Fahrenheit. Now I've pressed the button again. As you see it stop flashing, that means I can press the up and down again, and that'll throw me into my P settings mode. So I'm going to press up and down. Now I'm in the P settings. Now motor characteristics, that's P1. Basically this is saying how many magnets do you have in the motor. This particular motor has 20 magnets and 5 assist levels, so 20 times 5 is 100. That's why it's set that way. Now I'm not going to change anything there. I'm going to go to next. P2, wheel speed pulse signal settings. I'm not going to change that either. These are all presets. I'm going to leave them alone. If your bike has been all changed and you don't know what they are, you can follow here, and these are the settings that I use on mine. It runs really well. Go to P3, power assist control mode. This is whether or not the power assist is going to be on or not. I'm going to leave that one on. Handlebar startup mode. I believe that's whether or not you can press the throttle to start without pedaling first. I believe that's what it is. I'm not really sure. I'm going to leave that one alone. Power monitoring mode. I believe that has to do with the battery, or wherever. I think voltage is down here. I think it's has to do with what's going to show up on your voltage when it reads. Now I pressed it again. You see again the P settings have stopped flashing. So now I'm going to press and hold the up and down buttons. Now we're in the C settings. Now I'm not going to change C1. That one's preset. I'm going to leave it at 2. Going to leave C2 at 0. That has to do with sine wave. Okay, power assist ratio gear initialization mode. Let me look at this really quick and make sure I know which one that is. Okay, so this is when you power on the LCD for the first time, what assist number do you want to come on when you power it on? I set it to 1 just in case I don't know, around a crowd or something and I turn it on. I don't want to start pedaling a little bit and have it be on 5 and all of a sudden I jam into a bunch of people in front of me. So I set it to 1 intentionally. You can do up and down on this all the way up to 5. If you go higher, it doesn't change anything. Actually 8 for some reason goes to 3, so I'm assuming it restarts counting. But in my case I use it on 1. That way every time I turn on the LCD it's automatically set to power assist 1. Now I can obviously change that once I'm on the bike and move it up to 5 like I normally ride, or whatever you guys want to ride on. But you can set that to any number you want, 1 through 5. I'm going to go next by hitting the power button again. C4, that also has to do with what happens with the throttle and such when you first power it on. I'm going to leave that one alone. Maximum current on a stock controller, I leave it on 10. Stock controller, stock battery, I leave it on 10. Of course, if you upgraded your battery or your controller, that number might change. C5, or 6, I'm sorry. Okay, backlight brightness, I do like having the brightest setting. So as you can see when I go up and down, the LCD screen gets darker and lighter. I like it on 5. So I set that one to 5. Now this is cruise control. I happen to like cruise control. The way you use it is while you're riding, you press your throttle. Okay, it is powered on. I didn't realize it would do that while I'm in the settings. Okay, so anyways, you set your speed using the hand throttle to whatever speed you want to ride. Then you press and hold the bottom button, and that will set your cruise control. And over here it'll say Assist C, and it'll hold that speed. Whatever speed you set it at, it's going to hold that just like it would in a car. So to turn that on, you have C7 equals 1. To turn off cruise control, C7 equals 0. Turn that back on. Now C8 is your motor temperature. I believe it's if you want to see it or not, but I don't remember for sure what that one is, so I'm going to leave it alone also. I do not want a password every time I turn it on so nobody can write it. I want to be able to just get on it and go. Now if I mess everything up, let's say I've gone in here, I've changed settings, and I don't have another bike to look at to compare to. Say you've messed it up really bad, go up to yes for Y, and what this resets your controller back to its stock settings. So I would set Y, and then I would press and hold power until it powers off, and that would reset everything back to defaults. I'm not going to do that right now. Go to the next one. Attribute settings, I'm not going to play with that. Maximum voltage adjustment, I'm not going to play with that. It's set at 4 for me. So 13 and 14, I also don't know what those are. Now, after you're in your C settings, if you hit I'm at 14, which is the highest C setting. If I hit the button again, it just goes back to 1. You can see at this time it doesn't stop flashing when you're in the C settings, and that's normal. To save all those settings, press and hold the power button again. Okay, all those settings have been saved. I'm going to turn off the LCD. And as you see, when I turn on my LCD, I'm going to come up in Power Assist Mode 1 because I set that earlier on C3. So there you can see I come up on Power Assist Level 1. Had I changed C3 to another number from 1 through 5, it would come up automatically on whatever gear that you wanted as your default. I like default of 1. Anyways, that's what I've got, and I'm sorry if I was a little confusing here because I don't know what all the settings are, I'll be honest. The ones I like to change, I've changed. And thank you for watching.